Greetings to all of you from the Pioneer Daily Map Update Report. We continue to bring you the developments in the war of the century. In a moment, we will share with you the latest developments on the front line. According to the latest reports, the front line was quite calm today. Of course, there are some reasons for this. As you know, the Ukrainian army has gained significant advantages at many points. It is necessary to ensure the continuity of these gains, and this is a time-consuming task. Therefore, Ukrainian troops are busy strengthening their positions. On the other hand, Russian troops are preparing to attack. This is the reason for the silence on the front line. There is a little movement at some points. Let's take a look at these developments together. As the Pioneer team, we continue to bring you the developments regarding the war between Russian army and the Ukrainian army. Do not forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so as not to miss our daily map reports and reports on the agenda. I also read all your comments. Please continue to express your opinions about our content in the comments. Let's start if you're ready. The Pioneer Report. Today, I want to make a difference and start with the Donetsk front line. In the region, the Ukrainian army maintains its dominance in the areas of domination and defensive fortifications it had captured. There is one constant here. As you know, the Russian army has been attacking Ukrainian positions in the direction of Marinka for a long time. Today, the tradition has not been broken. Russian troops again attacked in the direction of Marinka. However, Russian troops did not achieve any gains during these attacks. It does not seem possible to understand the insistence of the Russian troops here, because for about 2 months, Russian troops have been trying to advance in the direction of Marinka. Despite all of these efforts, Russian troops have not been able to advance even 1 meter. Here, Ukrainian troops are protecting all their fortifications. I think that Russian troops will carry out attacks in the direction of Marinka again in the coming days. However, these attacks will also be fruitless because the Russian soldiers in the region are quite tired. Moreover, the number of Russian offensive units in the region has decreased considerably. Therefore, I do not expect any results from the next attacks of the Russian troops. Now we can return again to our main agenda. Let's start with the latest situation on the Bakhmut front line. As you know, the Ukrainian army has made a significant gain south of Bakhmut city center. These gains need to be sustained. Therefore, Ukrainian troops in the region are building defensive fortifications. Klishchivka and Andreevka are among the points where Ukrainian troops are building defensive fortifications. As you know, this region came under the control of the Ukrainian troops this week. According to reports of local sources, some Ukrainian troops, reconnaissance units, and special forces are conducting sudden attacks on the Russian positions east of Andreevka and Klishchivka and providing cover for the construction of defensive fortifications. Meanwhile, Russian troops have launched several offensives to seize these areas. However, all of these offensives were successful. Russian troops need to recapture Klishchivka and Andreevka and secure the area. Otherwise, the Ukrainian army will recapture the city center of Bakhmut, which was very costly for the Russian army. We are talking about Klishchivka and Andreevka. Kordomoivka and Ozorynivka are equally important. Let's draw a line from the center of Klishchivka to Ozorynivka. As you can see, this line is about 10 kilometers. Only Kordomoivka and Ozorynivka remain for the Ukrainian army to capture on this line. By capturing Andreevka, the Ukrainian army had the opportunity to encircle Kordomoivka from the north. I think it is possible to say that after the construction of defensive fortifications, Ukrainian troops will launch an attack on Kordomoivka from the north. If the Ukrainian army liberates Kordomoivka and Ozorynivka, it will ensure the security of the southern front to the Bakhmut city center. It will also prevent any support to the Bakhmut city center from the south. We have also stated in our previous reports, Russian troops stationed in Bakhmut city center have been worn out during the siege. The Russian troops in the region are resisting thanks to the defensive fortifications that the Ukrainian army had previously built while defending the city. However, these defense fortifications are almost destroyed. Although the situation here remains uncertain, for the time being, the tactical advantage is in favor of the Ukrainian army. especially with the Ukrainian army completing its defensive fortifications in Klishchiivka and Andriivka, and then seizing Kordomoivka and Ozorenivka, we can see the result of the siege of Bakhmut city center. Russian troops also need to hurry up and seize the advantage. Otherwise, Bakhmut city center will fall in a short time. This concludes our last update on Bakhmut city center. Now it's time for Zaporizhia front line. Let's start with the Wuhldar sector of the Zaporizhia front line. As you know, in the Wuhldar sector of the Zaporizhia front line, Ukrainian troops captured Yorkhain and Stromayorsk. There has been calm in these areas in recent days. As you know, the offensive of the Ukrainian army has slowed down in this area, and the reason for this was preparation. Just like in the south of Bakhmut, as you know, the Ukrainian army is building defensive fortifications. At the same time, while these fortifications are being built, Ukrainian troops are hitting Russian positions. Russian positions suffered heavy damage during these attacks by Ukrainian troops. Therefore, the Russian troops have no more power to carry out further attacks. Ukrainian troops are making preparations for the coming days in this region, especially by wearing down the Russian troops. We see that there are signs that the Ukrainian troops will carry out more violent attacks in the coming days. Now let's continue with the Robotyne section of the Zaporizhia front line. As you know, the Ukrainian army has captured most of Robotyne. Only in the southern neighborhoods there are areas of dominance of the Russian troops. Ukrainian troops have been attacking these neighborhoods in recent days. According to the latest reports, Russian troops suffered many casualties during these attacks. Russian positions are largely dispersed. The Ukrainian army is also advancing around Novoprokopivka and Verbov in the southeastern part of Robotyne. Latest reports indicate that the Ukrainian army has made gains in the direction of Verbov and Novoprokopivka. The Ukrainian army is also taking Robotyne under the siege. Its gains, especially in the southeast of Robotyne, are a major threat to the Russian army. We will continue to follow the region. We think that there will be radical changes in the areas of dominance in this region in the coming days. The war continues. The Ukrainian army is preparing for the winter offensive. In the coming days, the front line will become even more active. And who will be the winner of this relentless struggle? Only the coming days will tell us. And what do you think? Do you think the Ukrainian army will continue its advance to Bakhmut city center? What do you think about the situation in the south of Bakhmut city center? Do you think Ukrainian troops will be able to hold more territory? Will the Russian troops be able to resist the counterattacks of the Ukrainian army? Let me know in the comments. I read and care about all your comments.